The Box. Detective David Mills hunts a serial killer murdering people based on the 7 deadly sins. Mills is young and idealistic. Partnered with veteran Somerset, they've found 5 bodies: gluttony, greed, sloth, lust, pride. Each murder is more elaborate and disturbing. 2 sins remain: envy and wrath. John Doe turns himself in covered in blood and offers a deal. He'll lead them to the final 2 bodies. They drive to a remote desert location. A delivery van arrives with a box. Somerset opens it and recoils. It's Tracy's head, Mills's wife. Doe explains he envied Mills's normal life, his happiness, his loving wife. By killing Tracy, Doe completes envy, the 6th victim. Mills is shattered, falling to his knees. Somerset begs him not to shoot, not to give Doe what he wants. But Doe keeps pushing, revealing that Tracy was pregnant. Mills was going to be a father and didn't even know. Doe describes what he did to Tracy, taunting Mills, pushing him toward rage. Mills screams and shoots Doe repeatedly, completing wrath. Mills survives with nothing left. His wife and unborn child are dead. He murdered someone on camera, guaranteeing a long prison sentence. John Doe won by turning an idealistic detective into a killer. False escape. Sarah and friends explore unmapped caves where blind creatures called crawlers hunt humans. Her friend Juno had an affair with Sarah's dead husband and lied about the cave location so she could claim the glory of first discovery. Sarah fights through crawlers and betrayal, becoming feral and blood-soaked as she kills the creatures and gets revenge on Juno. She escapes, crawling through tight passages filled with bones until she finally sees daylight. She climbs out covered in blood and drives away. Freedom, at last. Then, Sarah jerks awake, still in the cave, sitting in complete darkness. The escape was a hallucination. Crawler sounds echo from every direction, getting closer. Sarah hallucinates her dead daughter sitting beside her with a birthday cake, singing happy birthday. She smiles at the vision, broken and accepting her death. The daylight, the car, the escape, all a beautiful dream. She's still underground with creatures closing in. She survived the longest just to learn survival was an illusion. Hope itself was the cruelest lie. Crowned demon. Peter accidentally decapitates his sister Charlie when she leans out the car window gasping for air and hits a telephone pole. The family fractures under the weight of grief and guilt. Annie's rage at Peter is palpable. Strange occurrences escalate, mysterious symbols, people clicking their tongues, supernatural events. Annie discovers her mother was part of a demon-worshipping cult dedicated to King Paimon. Charlie was never Peter's sister in a normal sense. She was Paimon inhabiting a female body, waiting for a proper male host. The cult orchestrated everything, including Charlie's death, to transfer Paimon from her body into Peter's. In the horrific finale, Annie's possessed body floats to the ceiling and decapitates itself with piano wire. Her headless corpse chases Peter. Cult members appear everywhere. Peter is carried to a treehouse temple and crowned as Paimon, while worshippers prostrate themselves. Peter's body lives. Peter doesn't exist anymore. He's gone, replaced by an ancient demon king. His eyes aren't his anymore. He'll spend eternity as a vessel for something evil. If you're enjoying these endings, hit that subscribe button now. It helps me make more of these videos. Anyways, Black Phillip. Thomason's Puritan family lives isolated in 1630s New England. Her baby brother disappears. Crops fail. Her twin siblings accuse her of witchcraft. Her mother blames her. Her brother Caleb dies corrupted by a witch. The family destroys itself through paranoia. Her mother attacks her. Her father is killed by Black Phillip, their goat. Thomason is left alone, surrounded by corpses, with no food or supplies. Winter is approaching. Black Phillip speaks to Thomason. He's Satan. He offers delicious food, pretty dresses, freedom from suffering. All she must do is sign his book. Thomason, starving and broken, agrees. She signs in blood. She joins a witch's Sabbath, flying naked through the woods in ecstasy. Thomason escaped death by becoming exactly what her family accused her of being. 5 minutes late, David Drayton survives the mist with his son Billy and 3 others after escaping a grocery store where religious mania turned neighbors into murderers. They witnessed people torn apart by creatures, watched Mrs. Carmody convince the crowd to commit human sacrifice. They drive through fog filled with interdimensional monsters, seeing tentacles the size of buildings moving through the mist. When the car runs out of gas on a deserted road, they're completely surrounded. Something massive moves toward them. They can hear it breathing. There's no escape. David has 4 bullets, 5 people in the car. Everyone nods. They understand what needs to happen. Better a quick death than being torn apart alive. David shoots his sleeping son first, then the 3 adults who volunteered to die. He steps out screaming for the creatures to finish it, wanting to die too. The mist suddenly clears like someone pulled back a curtain. Military trucks roll past with flamethrowers, destroying creatures and evacuating survivors. The rescue was 5 minutes away. David collapses in the road, screaming until his voice breaks. He murdered his own child moments before salvation arrived. He'll spend every remaining day replaying those 5 minutes, knowing Billy would be alive if he'd just waited a little longer. Blind trust. Jenny and Steve's romantic weekend at a remote lake becomes hell when they encounter Brett and his gang of teenage boys. Steve tries being reasonable. politely asking them to turn down their music. The boys respond by slashing their car tires and stealing their belongings. When Steve tries to get their things back, the teenagers hunt him through the woods with knives and a vicious attack dog. They capture Steve and torture him to death on camera with their phones, making a video of his murder. Brett forces each boy in the gang to participate so everyone's hands are bloody and no one can tell without incriminating themselves. Jenny escapes and fights back in self-defense, killing some of the boys. She's stabbed and bleeding heavily, but makes it to Brett's house. She stumbles inside, covered in blood, and finds Brett's parents. Jenny begs for help, tries explaining their son tortured her boyfriend to death. Brett's parents don't believe her. They see their injured son and this blood-covered woman and make an instant judgment. Brett's mother calls the other parents. They arrive, and without listening to Jenny's story, they attack her. The parents beat Jenny to death while their sons watch. She fought off teenagers with knives and dogs. She made it to civilization. The adults decided she was the monster. Same grave. Rex's girlfriend Saskia disappears at a gas station. Years pass. Rex becomes obsessed, plastering missing person flyers everywhere, appearing on TV, dedicating his life to finding answers. Raymond, the kidnapper, approaches Rex. He offers to show Rex exactly what happened to Saskia, but Rex must experience it himself. Rex agrees, desperate for closure. Raymond drugs him. Rex wakes up buried alive in a coffin underground, just like Saskia. Raymond explains he kidnapped Saskia to see if he could do evil. She's been dead for years. Rex screams, clawing at the coffin, suffocating in the same darkness that took Saskia. He spent years searching. He found his answer. The answer was his own grave. Broken mind. Sally watches Leatherface's cannibal family kill everyone she came with. Her wheelchair-bound brother Franklin is chainsawed to death right in front of her. Kirk gets his skull smashed with a hammer. Pam is hung on a meat hook while still alive. Jerry is killed searching for the others. Sally is the only one left, and the family captures her for their entertainment. They tie Sally to a chair at their dinner table. Their decomposing grandfather sits at the head of the table like a grotesque centerpiece. The family debates how to kill Sally while she's forced to watch and listen. They try to have Grandpa hammer her skull like he used to do at the slaughterhouse, but he's too weak. Sally breaks free, jumps through a window, cutting herself on glass, and runs bleeding into the daylight. Leatherface and the hitchhiker chase her. She flags down a semi-truck. The driver hits the hitchhiker, killing him instantly, then fends off Leatherface with a wrench before fleeing. Sally jumps into a passing pickup. The final shot shows Sally in the truck bed, laughing and screaming uncontrollably, covered in blood. She got out alive. Her mind didn't. She'll live with the trauma forever, leaving Leatherface to dance alone with his roaring saw. Morning. Betrayal. Kristen and James are staying at James's isolated vacation home. The night has been tense. James proposed and Kristen said no. Then at 4 a.m., someone knocks, asking, "Is Tamara home?" The knocking continues all night, becoming aggressive. 3 masked strangers, Dollface, Pinup Girl, and Man in the Mask, begin terrorizing them. They toy with the couple, appearing in windows, breaking in, creating psychological torture. James accidentally kills his own friend during the chaos. Kristen fights back desperately, hiding and trying to survive until the sun rises. Morning finally arrives. The strangers corner them. They tie Kristen and James up in the living room. There is no motive. When Kristen asks why they are doing this, Dollface simply whispers, "Because you were home." They take turns stabbing the couple before casually driving away into the dawn. 2 boys arrive delivering pamphlets. They find the carnage and the abandoned truck. One boy enters the house and discovers the bodies. As he reaches out, Kristen suddenly bolts upright, grabbing his arm and screaming with the last of her strength. She survived the night. Her lover is dead. The strangers are gone without a trace. Hope was a random, bloody nightmare. Wrong color. Ben survives the entire night fighting zombies, while everyone else in the farmhouse dies. Harry Cooper refused to cooperate and got his daughter killed by keeping her in the basement after she was bitten. Tom and Judy died in a truck explosion trying to refuel. Barbara was dragged away screaming by her own zombified brother. Ben boards himself in the basement and waits through the darkest hours. Morning finally comes. The zombies slow down in daylight, becoming easier to avoid and kill. Ben hears voices outside, a rescue party with rifles and dogs clearing the area. They're shooting zombies systematically, calling out to each other. Ben survived the impossible night. Help has arrived. Ben goes to the upper window to signal the rescue party to let them know there's a survivor inside. A rifle cracks. The men shoot Ben through the head without hesitation, mistaking him for a zombie. They drag his body out of the house with meat hooks and throw him onto a burning pile of corpses. He made it through the zombies, the chaos, everyone else's fatal mistakes. Dawn broke. Professional rescuers arrived, and they killed him anyway. Cult followers. Will attends a dinner party hosted by his ex-wife Eden. Their son died in an accident. Eden seems different, talking about the invitation. A grief group. Will grows paranoid, noticing locked doors and odd behavior. Will's paranoia is justified. Eden and David are part of a death cult. The wine is poisoned. They plan to murder everyone. Will fights back, kills David, saves survivors who didn't drink. Will escapes outside covered in blood. Police sirens approach. Then Will looks at Los Angeles hills. Red lanterns glow in dozens of windows across the city. While he was fighting for his life, hundreds of dinner parties across Los Angeles ended in coordinated mass poisonings. Thanks for watching this brutal journey through horror's cruelest endings. What should I cover next? Drop your suggestions in the comments. See you in the next one.